Hey guys, I'm Matt Louis and welcome to my latest video. So in this video I'm going to be talking about the new upcoming film from DC, Batman vs Superman Dawn of Justice, and I'm just going to be talking about the main idea that will Batman be able to save the sort of Man of Steel and, you know, just the DC cinematic universe, if you will. Their sort of, well, will it just save that in them in general, or the upcoming DC films or Justice League films, that sort of thing, because this film is supposed to lead up to some sort of Justice League movie and countless sort of individual movies with all the members, you know, Wonder Woman, probably Green Lantern, Flash might get his own movie even though it's got a TV show, you know, all these kind of different characters. And obviously we've got Suicide Squad coming up as well, featuring the Joker and Harley Quinn, Deadshot, people like that. But anyway, yeah, I recently saw the Dawn of Justice trailer. It was a couple of days ago, and obviously it was shown at Comic-Con and then it was uploaded onto YouTube. And to be honest, I wasn't expecting much from this trailer, because from the first Man of Steel 2 trailer, well, from the first Dawn of Justice trailer, I wasn't too hyped for the film. I'm just kind of like, I'm still hungover from my sort of, just the way I didn't like Man of Steel, and I just don't really like this new Superman. I mean, maybe this movie will change my mind. When I went to see Man of Steel, I was watching it, and you know, I quite enjoyed it, and then I just sort of near the end and after halfway through, it kind of got a bit, I don't know, it got really like depressing and boring. And I know it's supposed to be a bit more serious than previous Superman films, but there's no need to just snap Zod's neck in the first time you fucking meet him. Like, I'm sorry, but in sort of a thing where they're trying to build a universe, like they're not just making a one-off film. Like, for example, Spider-Man 1, yeah, they sort of created, it wasn't really a universe because it wasn't loads of heroes linked, it was just about Spider-Man. And in the first Spider-Man film, he kills the Green Goblin, but he doesn't actually intentionally kill him. Spider-Man has never intentionally, well, not in the movies, he's never intentionally killed someone. But then you come to Superman, he just suddenly kills him, and I was just like, no, you can't do that. Not yet, it's too early, just stop. But maybe this new upcoming film may change my mind. And when I watched this trailer, the beginnings of the trailer, I was like, it seems alright. I mean, it's nothing great to get me that excited. Then this part of the video cropped up. As you can see, it shows a Robin costume if you look carefully. However, when I first watched this, I thought it was a Riddler's costume, and then I had to rewind the video and just take a closer look. I was like, oh, alright, okay. So it's Robin, you can see the Robin sort of emblem, and spray painted on, I believe it's spray painted, or painted on anyway, it says, ha ha ha, joke's on you. Now obviously this is the notorious ha ha ha, which is the notorious sort of, well, obviously the laugh relates closely, well, not closely, identically to the Joker, and obviously saying joke's on you, like obviously the Joker's done this, got hold of this costume. And then it occurred to me, what happens in the comics that could possibly link a Robin costume to the Joker? Well, I believe this was referencing the character of Jason Todd, who was the second Robin in the Batman comics. And the reason that I think it is him is because in the comics Robin was beaten to death with the crowbar by the Joker, and obviously this Robin is clearly, it's just put in like a sort of case, a storage case. So I believe that this is obviously way after that, and way after this. It must be after like Tim Drake. I mean, they might already be sort of around. What I mean by all around is, you know, we could have a Tim Drake Robin in this universe. We could also have the Dick Grayson Robin, who would have been Nightwing by going by this chronology, because it's kind of more of a Dark Knight Returns later career Batman than we've previously seen, which is quite exciting, because I really hope that they do include those characters. As well, Nightwing's not been in a movie, and the Robins we've had in a movie, well, the Robin we've had in the movies was atrocious, and so I guess directors might be scared to, you know, go down that route, but I think if they get it in a wider universe and don't focus specifically on too much of individual characters, if it's just more of a group sort of thing, then I think it could work. But I'm really excited for this sort of reference, as the picture that I've shown you with the haha, joke's on you on the Robin costume hints that there could be maybe a flashback sequence or a cameo from involving the Joker and Batman, or involving the Joker killing Jason Todd. I mean, it'd be quite brutal, because in the comics it's fucking brutal. It's one of the most brutal deaths in a comic that I've ever like seen, I guess. Well, I mean, in terms of sort of not just gruesome, but sort of shocking as well. Whereas in like Deadpool, there's so much gruesome and sort of people getting beheaded left, right, and centre, getting cut in half and stuff like that, and it just doesn't faze me because it's a different kind of comic. But Batman is more serious, and I just didn't expect that, and I just think it's a crazy thing. And especially if they put it in a movie, I think it could be a hard one of those like sort of hard to watch moments that you cover your eyes, but you'll peek through your hands to see it, because I think it'd be pretty gruesome, but also cool to see, because obviously it's a massive moment for the Batman comics. So more about the actual trailer itself. Now, previously I've been kind of skeptical about Ben Affleck being Batman after his performance in Daredevil and some of the other sort of films and TV shows and stuff like that he's been in, because when he was a bit younger, like around I think it must have been about like mid-20s when he was starring in like Daredevil and stuff, he was kind of a terrible actor, and maybe it was just the fault of the Daredevil script. Maybe it wasn't that great, but he didn't really come across as too good in that. However, from seeing him in sort of the early bits of this trailer, as you can see on the screen now, you'll see that he's obviously playing Bruce Wayne at this point, and he's running through Metropolis, and he's seeing a building getting sort of heat visioned, and then another building falls down, and it gets revealed that that is a Wayne Enterprises building. I think it's like the financial building or something like that, and it just kind of shows that Batman's not just like, oh, everyone's talking about Superman, I'm just going to show up for the sake of it. But no, he's actually got a personal motive, and I guess the fight's been made personal by what I did there. And there's a little sort of, is either a newspaper or some sort of like print of some sort of story or something, or a photograph, and it just says on it, you let your family die. So I'm not entirely sure if that's a reference to the Joker saying about Jason, or if it's even going further than that and someone else from maybe another Robin, possibly, but it's probably Jason Todd. Could be another Robin. Maybe they've decided to do something to Dick Grayson when he was Robin at that time, or maybe they did something to Tim Drake. Who knows? Maybe it's even Damian Wayne. Please don't, because I hate that guy. He's a dick. That is not Nightwing. I'm sorry. Nightwing is Dick Grayson. End of story. But yeah, whatever happens with these sort of universe and that sort of thing, focusing specifically on Affleck as Bruce Wayne, I think he's grown up a lot as a character, and as well as like he's grown, the Bruce Wayne in the film is grown up, but also Ben Affleck himself as an actor has grown up. Obviously he's a lot older now than he was when he did Daredevil. It must be about 10 years ago at least, and he seems to be a lot more mature and a lot more sort of, I guess, gritty and less, or more serious, which suits the role of Bruce Wayne in these sort of more gritty films. And I just think he's going to actually be really good. I mean, my opinion's kind of flipped completely with this trailer. I just think he's actually going to be a decent Batman. Maybe not as good as Christian Bale, definitely not as good as Kevin Conroy, although he only does voice acting, but I really think it's going to be great. Another part of the trailer that was awesome to see, Wonder Woman looking awesome and, you know, doing what she does, just being a badass in general. The costume is pretty good. I mean, I've seen obviously pictures previously before this, and it does look like a really good costume. It looks close to the comics. It reminds me a lot of the Injustice game, if you've ever played that, Injustice Gods Among Us. If you haven't, recommend it. It's a brilliant game. You could probably pick it up for about £10-20, something like that. But anyway, yeah, Wonder Woman, the acting, the costume, everything looks perfect on her. And Also, a reason why I enjoy this trailer, it was nice to see the Man of Steel Superman getting his ass kicked, because obviously I didn't really like him in the first one, what he did and the way he acted, and yeah, he's supposed to be this hero and stuff like that, and yeah, mate, I know it's a bit more gritty, but not only did he kill Zod like straight away, like no mercy, like yeah, there was some family that was about to get like heat visioned, but sure, I swear Superman can use his breath to freeze people. Could he not just have frozen Zod and saved the other people? And you know, I'm pretty sure he could easily do that, or something. He could have heat visioned him, or whatever. There was a way that he could have saved that family without breaking Zod's neck. In fact, the family weren't even near Zod, so he could have easily just frozen him. He was holding onto his bloody neck. But anyway, it's nice to see Superman get battered, because obviously I'm not really the greatest fan of this current incarnation of Superman. Maybe my opinion will change through this movie, but who knows. And finally, the good thing about the trailer, Jesse Eisenberg. He looks like a great Lex Luthor. Yes, he doesn't get shown as bald in the thing, but one, he's probably wearing a wig, or two, maybe it's just an earlier Lex Luthor when he still had his hair. Although I'm pretty sure in Smallville he was bald, which is obviously when Clark Kent was at like high school, so yeah, it's probably a wig, but he still looks awesome. He looks like a great villain. I mean, I've never really watched a film where he's been a villain. He's already just the hero, or it's just like, it's not necessarily any heroes or villains in the movie, it's just a dude. But it's kind of interesting to see how he plays that and how he does with that, and through the trailer you can see that he does very well, and he just seems like a convincing Lex Luthor. He's crafty, and he seems to understand the wider context of things. Like, he knows that if Batman and Superman fight, the city could be sort of crumbling, and then he might be able to sort of take over, I suppose. Also, regarding Lex Luthor, I saw an image. I'm not sure if I'm about to find it on the internet, but well, actually I'll just screenshot it from the video. Yeah, it'll be on the screen, and you can see that there's a green glowing object, and I didn't really notice this the first time I watched it, but having watched it back a few times, and I also watched Mr. Dark Phoenix's trailer reaction, I actually saw it in there, and he actually mentioned that it was actually kryptonite, and I was like, what? Kryptonite? Because I swear I read something that there was no kryptonite in the Man of Steel universe, but maybe they just changed that. I know there wasn't any in the first film. Maybe they just thought, you know what, we've got to introduce it, because you know it's a key part of the Superman mythos, if you will. So I guess that's nice to see that. I'm not really sure how they're gonna incorporate it. I'd like to see them try and do something new with it, but you know, it's just the same formula. Lex Luthor tries to attack Superman using kryptonite, and you know, it works really. Anyway guys, that brings the video to a close. Thanks for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed, comment on what your opinions are on Dawn of Justice, subscribe if you enjoy my content in general, make sure you share this around, get all your friends watching it, and I'll see you next time guys.